All right, as promised today, guys, I'm going to show you how to round in a way that's a little bit quicker. So I think this strategy is going to help us round a little bit faster. That number line strategy that we talked about yesterday and the day before is going to work every single time. But this one's a little bit quicker, so you choose what's best for you. So close your eyes. Pretend you're on a roller coaster. You're getting strapped in. All right, you all strapped in? All right, open your eyes. So we're on the roller coaster. We're going up, 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 and for some reason it stops. If it stops, if it stops here, what's gonna happen? That roller coaster is gonna roll back down, right? Well, let's keep going. We get back on. Our roller coaster is going up, 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 and it stops right here. Well, what happens? Does it roll back down that way? No, gravity's gonna pull it back down this way. So keep that in mind as we're working on this strategy, okay? All right, so I'm going to take that same number from yesterday. Do you remember what Miss Inslee's age was? 29. Nice job, 29. All right, so we're going to take 29 and we're going to use our roller coaster to kind of help us decide, does 29 round to 20 or does it round to 30? So if I'm looking at my number line and I go backwards, what would be the next 10? It would be 20. Well, if I'm on my number line and I go forward, what would be the next 10 after the exact number 29? It would be 30. All right, so looking at 29, I'm going to underline my tens place because I'm rounding to the nearest 10. And then I'm going to circle the place value to the right of that, which would be my ones place. Now, our ones place is going to be on the roller coaster ride. So looking at 9 on that roller coaster ride, which way is it going to go? Is it going to go to 30? Or is it going to tell us to go back to 20? 9's right over here, so we're going to roll back down to 30. So 29 is about 30. All right, let's try another one. We're going to round to the nearest 10 yet again. All right, let's take the number 86. Okay. So I'm going to underline my tens place because remember we're rounding to the nearest 10. So I'm going to underline my tens place. And I'm going to circle the place value to the right of that. Now the 6 is on the roller coaster ride. So the 6, does it tell me to keep going forward or does it tell me to go backwards? The 6 is right here, so it tells me to go forward. So if I'm on my number line and I'm going forward, what would be the next 10? 90. All right, so 86 is about 90. So 86 would round to 90. Okay, so let's see if we can remember these in our head. So 1 through 4 hit the floor. So we're coming back down. 5 through 9 make it over the climb. So if it ends in 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's going to tell me to go backwards to the nearest 10. And if it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it's going to tell me to go forward to the next 10. So let's try another one with rounding to the nearest 10. All right, let's try the number. And if you don't have a whiteboard, go ahead and grab a whiteboard so we can do this together. And remember, you can always pause the video. Let's take the number 83. Remember, 1 through 4 hit the floor. Five through 9, that looks like an S. 5 through 9, make the climb. All right, so if we're rounding to the nearest 10, we're going to underline the place value that we're rounding to. And we're going to circle the place value to the right of that, because the place value to the right is what's going to help us figure out what to do. So that number in the place value to the right is a 3. So what does 3 tell me to do? Go forward or go backwards? It tells me to go backwards. So if I'm at 83 and I'm going backwards, what would be the 10 that I touch first? It would be 80. So 83 is about 80. All right, so the cool thing about this is that we could do the exact same thing with rounding to the nearest 100. So let's take the number 247. So I'm going to always underline the place value that I'm rounding to. So I'm rounding to the hundreds place, so I'm going to underline the hundreds place. The one to the right of that is going to tell me whether I need to move forward or move backwards to find that simple, friendly number that's going to help us round. All right, so does the 4 tell me to go forward or go backwards? The 4 tells me to hit the floor, so I'm going to go backwards. What would be the 100 that I touch if I go backwards? Would it be 200 or would it be 300? It would be 200. So 247 rounds to 200. All right, let's do one more together, and then you're going to do some on your own. All right, let's keep rounding to the nearest 100. So I'm going to write 100 up here at the top so we know that we're rounding to the nearest 100. Let's use the number 865. So we'll round that one first. So if we go backwards, the 100 would be 800 rounded, or if we go forward, it would be 900 rounded. All right, so first step is to underline the place value that you're rounding to. What place value are we rounding to? 800, nice job. Or the 100, sorry, the hundreds. Now, the place value to the right of that is going to tell me whether I need to round down or round up. So I'm going to circle the place value to the right of the hundreds place, which is the tens place. Does that 6 tell me to round down on my roller coaster or to go over the climb and round to the next 100? It tells me to round to the next 100, 900. All right, one more, and then I'm going to have you do some on your own in your pathway. Let's use the number 432. All right, so I'm obviously rounding to the nearest 100 because it tells me here. Rounding to the nearest 100. So if I round down and fall backwards on a roller coaster, what would be the hundreds that I would be rounding to? 400. Now, if I made it over the climb, what would I then round to? 500. Notice that 432 is in between 400 and 500. Same thing over here. 865 is between 800 and 900. Okay, so first step is to underline the place value that I'm rounding to, which is the hundreds, and then circle the place value to the right of that. Does that 3 tell me I am going to fall back and hit the floor? Or does the 3 tell me to make it over the climb? It's going to tell me to fall back. So 432 is, whoops, about 400. Dun, dun, dun. You did it. So you decide what strategy is easiest for you, and I want you to use that strategy on your pathway. All right, good luck and have fun.